Hi, this is Brooks from Clear Path Childcare Marketing. We're a marketing agency for preschool and childcare facilities. And so today we are going over a couple of things about your visibility. And so if you've been following me on social media, you've been seeing a lot about increasing your visibility on the search platforms and primarily on Google. And so search marketing is so important. The reason for that is because on Google, that is where parents go to find childcare centers. It's really just as simple as that. It's where most people go to look for any type of service. And so another reason why we focus so heavily on search marketing and why I think you should too is because that is where those leads are and those parents are that have already taken some type of interest. They've already kind of taken that first step in becoming interested in your customer. Why? Well, because they're on Google and they're searching, preschool near me, three day program near me, and all these different things. And so they've already taken that first step of initial interest that otherwise, on Facebook or, billboards or print ads, and things like that. You're just kind of hoping that someone is interested and, you're targeting the right people and hopefully someone will reach out. And so those ads can be good, don't get me wrong. But when it comes to finding and getting in front of the right people as quickly as possible, that's where advertising on the search platforms and coming up on the search platforms really important. And so, but what I wanted to focus on today was search engine optimization. And so SEO, or search engine optimization, is essentially just coming up at the top of Google naturally. So you're coming up at the top, and so you're just naturally coming up. And so there's a couple of ways to do this. So SEO is not paid. So I should say that first. SEO is not paid. You're not paying Google for that first position. When you're advertising, yes, you are paying for that first position. Now, when it comes to SEO, you are not paying for it. And but what I wanted to do is focus on a couple of things that can really change your SEO rankings quickly. And so something you can do, something that's quick. And so a lot of times though, SEO does take time. It does take a lot of effort. It's a strategy that we do as a marketing agency, but some things you can do on your own. For example, getting reviews. And so this video is not about reviews today. And so that will be another video or another webinar that we do every single month, because that's a whole can of worms, the reviews there. But so what I wanted to focus on though is your Google business profile. And because on Google, your Google business profile shows exactly, it is the reason why you come up in the Maps section. Okay, so Google Maps, you've got the map section. And so let's just go here. Let's just go ahead and open up Google and type in, preschool, and then just a city that is near where I live here. All right. And so we've got the results here. So this is, again, just kind of unbiased. This is exactly just what comes up here. And so we can see at the top here. So these are some advertisements, because you can definitely see the sponsored results section. Google always shows when there's an advertisement. But then here underneath, this is exactly this is the map section. And so the map section here, you can see there's an ad at the top here. But coming up here naturally at the top of Google, this is search engine optimization. This is a strategy. This is a strategy for getting ranked here. Okay. Or the way that you get ranked here is strategy. And so what I'm going to tell you to do here is to go to your Google business profile if you have one, and you should have one, especially if you're a preschool, because it's where people find directions, they can, where they find your phone number, your reviews. And so you need to have one. If you don't, or if you already have one, I want you to focus on your services. Okay. So your services. And so what we're going to do here, we're going to use a couple of clients here as an example and kind of show you what exactly we do when it comes to choosing your services. So let me show you here a dummy account and let me show you how exactly you can get to your profile. And so you come to just google.com, make sure you are logged into the correct profile. And so then you click on this box of dots here that will open up, and you should see your Google business profile here. If you're logged into the correct account, that's That's a good way to see if you're logged in or not. If you're not logged into the right account, this option won't be here. And so you'll click on that. And, I've got a bunch of accounts here, of course. I'm going to use a dummy account that we have here. And so, so that will pull you up to your Google business profile. And so you can see these different selections here. What I want you to do is go to edit services. And so your services, this is exactly what you are telling Google, exactly what you're telling Google that you do. Okay. And so we're going to click on edit. And so then we're going to come down to add custom services if you do not have these already. And so you should have your services listed, you have to have them whenever you create your Google business profile. But if you haven't done them in a while, then you may want to go ahead and try them again and do them or go in here and take a look at them. And so the reason why this area is so important is because Google looks at your services or the services that you say that you do, and they use that to determine where you're going to rank and where you're going to rank on the map section. Now, they take a lot of other things into consideration as well: how many reviews you have, what the star rating is, where's your address, do you have a phone number, and they take in all these other things, but this is a very important piece of that puzzle here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to type in, exactly what you do. So if you're a preschool, we're just going to write preschool. And then we're going to save it. Okay. And we're going to add it, but we're going to add another one. Okay. If I can spell it right, you get the idea. And so if you're a daycare, then you're going to put daycare. Okay, and then we're gonna just keep on going. And now the important piece here, what separates or what makes this so important is that your services have to be in priority order of importance. Okay, so think of it this way. Think of it as your overarching services should go at the top. So so if you're a preschool, put preschool at the top. If you provide infant care, put infant care next. If you provide toddler care next. If you do they're really, the sky's the limit. But what the idea is that you're putting preschool, pre-K, pre-kindergarten, infant care, 3-day preschool, 5-day preschool, all day preschool. So you're putting them in level of importance to what you do. And so when it comes down to, when you're getting down closer and closer to the bottom, and you have things like outdoor playgrounds, social learning, social learning skills, and some of these other services that you provide, we have to keep in mind that Google is looking for Google is looking for there's no E at the end of school. Duh. So Google is looking for the keywords that parents are typing in. So they're typing in preschool near me, daycare near me, 3-day program near me. The Google people are typing those words in. So we want to put those keywords at the top of our services, because we're telling Google, hey, when someone types in preschool, we are a preschool first and foremost, because it's at the top of our service list. Outdoor playground, that's way on down, because no one is really going to be looking for outdoor playground preschool near me. They type in preschool first, and then they look to see if those preschools have playgrounds. And so we're listing these out in order of importance, in order of search volume. Okay, but these big keywords: preschool, daycare, childcare facility, childcare center, preschool center, and some of these other things, these are the search terms that people look for. So we want to put those at the top. And again, Google values where your keywords are located and where your services are located. So always, always, always keep that in mind when it comes to putting your your keywords here. So what I would do if I were you, I would go to an AI software, whether that's Gemini, Google Gemini, or Chat GPT, any of those AI softwares, and then just type in, hey, here's my preschool, here's my daycare. Give me a list of the services in priority order for SEO purposes, something like that. And then Google will spit out, just a bunch of different ones that you can use. So that way that can give you an idea, a lot of things that you might not consider. And so that's what I would do if I were you. Even if you have these already listed out, go in and update them or take a look, because sometimes Google, they can take a look at your website, take a look at your social media as well, and then kind of update the services and change the orders and things like that. And so that can happen. And so go in and just check on them, and this will help you to get ranked. It potentially could help you get ranked relatively quickly. And so I hope that was valuable here. And that was just a quick lesson. We're going to try and do these once a week, where we talk about various topics, topics that don't really require a full webinar session, but are still good to know nonetheless. So thank you so much, and learn more at clearpathchildcaremarketing.com. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Have a good one. See ya.